Hi, it's Sandy Wyllie. Welcome to my mental health channel, Inside My Holes, where I wipe away the stigma of mental illness by talking about my own struggles, having borderline personality disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, severe anxiety and panic attacks, depression. I talk about my narcissistic mother who brutally beat me as a young child, my schizophrenic father who was in and out of mental institutes all my life, and my unethical psychologist who sexually abused me. All the different therapies that I've been in, and a plethora of other mental health related topics. But I only come on as a former patient of almost 20 years. I do not hold a degree in psychology. I am not a licensed therapist, so I cannot offer you a professional opinion. All I ask of you in return is your kindness and respect, please, in the comments. Please be kind to me, be kind to other people who comment. We don't need to agree on everything, but we always need to show each other kindness and respect. If you are new to my channel, welcome. It's free, so hit that subscribe button, that little box on the right hand corner, so you will be informed every time I have a new video. And if you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. Today I'm going to talk about why I'm not ready for a relationship, even though I'm married. There's a lot of things you people don't know about me. And I never told anyone else ever before, even my psychologist, even my best friends. So now I'm going to reveal all that in this video. Now you might say, in other videos, it says you were married for 37 years. How can you be married for 37 years and not ready for a relationship? Well, haven't you been in a relationship for 37 years? Yes, I've been in a codependent relationship with my husband. Codependent. And I'm going to let you know how codependent that relationship is. And nobody really knows this. Nobody at all has ever known how codependent, how I cannot live or how I cannot function without my husband. I met my husband when I was 18. I had a very abusive childhood. I wanted to escape my parents. Go look at the other videos so you can find out all about my narcissistic mother and my schizophrenic father. I was 18. At 18, I was probably like 12 years old. Okay, my mentality, emotionally, intellectually, was that of a 12-year-old at 18. Okay. Now I'd probably say, God, what's my emotional, intellectual maturity at this age? I can't tell you, but I'll let you try to guess after I divulge everything I'm going to divulge in this video. Things I have never said to anyone. I'm going to tell you why I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm going to explain how codependent I am on my husband. First of all, I don't work. I mean, sure, I write and I do videos, and I'm busy all day doing videos, writing for magazines, writing my books. I have 36 books. It keeps me busy, but it doesn't put food on the table. Like I told you, I get very, very little income. You know, the last paycheck was $100 for 2 months worth of work. That's not making a living. So I don't make a living. So I'm dependent on my husband financially. My husband has a very good job. He's a programmer, computer programmer. He's a developer. He makes over 6 figures. He makes, he supports the whole family. If my husband were to die tomorrow, we don't have hardly any money in the bank account. Like well under 20 grand. That's it. That's all we have. There's no life insurance. The retirement fund he has is so small, it's laughable. I don't know how much is in it, but we're talking laughable. I probably wouldn't be able to live a year on it, honestly. So if he was to die tomorrow, I wouldn't be able to take care of myself financially. Even if I were to get a job, and I don't think I could hold down a job because of my my severe mental health issues. I don't think, because I have severe borderline personality disorder, severe post-traumatic stress, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, also severe anxiety and panic attacks. I don't think I could be able to, at 60, hold down a job. Okay, people are retiring at my age. And if I did get a job, it'd be minimum wage. Okay, because no one hires anyone at 60 years old. They just don't. Okay, if I were to get something, it'd probably be like at CVS or Roach Brothers, where, you know, or Walmart or something like that, and I would never be able to support myself on that pitiful salary, ever. It just would never, I could never do it. So, not only that, my husband, you know, supports me financially. He pays all the bills. Now, I never paid one bill in my life, okay, in my marriage. I don't even know, if you ask me, how much is your heating bill a month? How much is your water bill a month? How much is your electric bill a month, right? If you were to ask me those questions, you would think I'm a dumbass loser, because I couldn't answer you. I couldn't answer you because my husband pays all the bills. Now, it's not like my husband is some big boss and authority and, you know, shields me from all this. It's just like, I don't want to be bothered with it. And he doesn't bother to tell me, or he doesn't bother me with it. He's the one making all the money. He pays it. Now, the car is in his name. Here's another thing. I don't drive. I do have my license, and I drive locally. What I mean by locally is a mile or two to the library. It's like less than a 4-minute drive from my house. I go to Savers once a week. That's probably like 10, 12 minutes from my house, and that's it. I go to the library and I go to Savers. That's it. I'm not, my husband does all the driving. He bought the car. The car is in my husband's name, okay? The house is in both of our names, because I inherited a big chunk of money being an only child, and I also sold my parents' home, which they passed down to me as an only child. I had my parents' home, which was worth $462,000, and I had an inheritance of $100,000. So I bought my home now cash. There's no mortgage. I bought it cash, and we lived off all that money, because at the time my husband was only making $9 an hour working in a bookstore, and I was only making like $10 an hour as a security guard. So between my husband and my salary, we still couldn't make ends meet. So we squandered all of my inheritance money. Within a few years, it was all gone. And I bought a house too. I bought a house cash, no mortgage. So what I'm trying to say is, I have no idea. I could never be able to afford to pay the bills. I never paid a bill. I've never did my taxes. Even when I worked, my husband did my taxes. Even when I worked security, my husband was the one who did my taxes. So I have no idea of the cost of things. Like just groceries alone. I know we go to grocery shopping twice a week, and we spend well over $300 to $400 twice a week on groceries. I know, because I go grocery shopping with him, you know. I know we spend all this money. That's a lot of money. I don't skimp with groceries, you know. Food is very, very expensive. But, so that's another thing. Emotionally, I depend on my husband for everything, not just financially now, emotionally, okay? I am not an emotionally mature person. I have no friends. I have no family. I'm an only child, as I said. I don't go to therapists anymore. So my husband is really my therapist. Now I talk to my husband about all my problems because I don't have any therapists. I gave up therapy because I was sexually abused in therapy, exploited and manipulated. You can watch the other videos. So I don't seek therapy from anyone. I don't have any friends, and I talked about what happened in those friendships in other videos. And I don't have any family, being an only child, so, I don't talk to I have a very severely handicapped son, obviously. He's mentally at the age of a 2-year-old. And the son that lives at home, who's 26, I hardly ever see him because he works full-time and he goes to school full-time for a master's degree. So, and he outright told me that he doesn't want to hear my problems. He did, because I did call him from college once when I was in a crisis with my handicapped son who got brutally beaten. And his exact words to me were, "I'm not your therapist." So he doesn't want to be bothered with my problems. So guess who has the brunt of it all? The only person left, my husband. So my husband is my therapist. He's like a parent. He pays all the bills, like a parent would pay all the bills for their child, their underage child that lived at home. He's my nursemaid when I'm sick. He's the one who takes care of me. He brings me my juice at night. Because I can't breathe, I have Vicks bottle. I have severe sinus problems. So I hold a Vicks bottle to my nose because I can't breathe through my nose at night when I'm prone in bed. So as a result, I breathe through my mouth and my mouth gets dried. So I keep a glass of juice by the bed, and when it runs out, my husband refills it in the middle of the night. When I'm sick, my husband's there to take me to all my doctor's appointments because I told you I don't drive. He's there to take care of me. It's just, I'm solely dependent. Like I said, he's my therapist. He's my financial person. He's my friend. He's my lover. He's like, he's in charge of everything. So it's truly a one-sided relationship, 100% one-sided. Now, I'm not proud to say this, but this is why I would never last with anyone else. Why did my husband take on this role of caretaker to me? I don't know. You'd have to look into his own psyche. You'd have to, analyze his background. There must be something in his background. I'm not his therapist, so I can't analyze why he would be in such an unbalanced relationship with a woman who cannot contribute anything. Sure, I make dinners and I give him sex and I keep a somewhat clean house. It's not immaculate, but it's not a pigsty either. But other than that, I don't contribute anything like any financial. I don't contribute. I'm really not good. He really needs to be the strong one because I'm so broken. It's like he's not going to put water in a broken vase, right? So he's not going to dump any water onto any of his problems onto me because I'm severely shattered. I'm a shattered person. I can't even, it's hard for me to even get through a day. A whole day to function is very difficult for me. I've become an alcoholic. That's another problem. And this all happened because of my therapist. But that's another video. I never had an alcohol problem in my life. I used to work before at a regular job, and after I got raped by my psychologist, and I did videos on that. I cannot give consent because I was brainwashed, manipulated by a doctor, and I was a patient, and I had severe mental illness. So, I look at my other videos. I'm not trying to convince you guys or anything. I'm just telling you that ever since I was raped by my psychologist, and my son was brutally beaten and tortured and kicked out of his residence, my handicapped son. Ever since those incidents, I turned into an alcoholic, and I'm a shattered person. I was already a broken person from my childhood, but I'm a shattered person. Now, a person like me who is shattered cannot be in a relationship, okay? It's an unhealthy dynamic, the relationship I'm in with my husband. I will say this to you. I know it is. It's an unhealthy dynamic, okay? Because the scales are so tipped, right? I'm not an equal partner with my husband. It's a codependent relationship. That's a very unhealthy relationship. Someone as broken and really shattered, completely shattered into pieces like me, cannot be in a healthy relationship. I just can't, you know? The only reason why my marriage has lasted so long is that my husband supports the whole relationship. Just like, you know, you would do with a child, right? A young child, the parent has to support the child because the child can't work, can't go out and make a living. The child doesn't know anything about finances and paying bills. The child can't drive, right? The child can't take care of themselves. So you could almost say that I belong in one of those residences that my son is in. Believe it or not, you could say that about me. There are high-functioning people in those residences where my son lives. One of the people has a job even, okay, and can come and go on his own. Now, I don't know his whole story, right? I don't know, but there are very high-functioning. I would say, looking at myself, I'm very high-functioning handicapped person or mentally ill person. I don't know how you would want to say it. I'd say I'm a high-functioning mentally ill person, meaning I can drive, you know, here and there, you know, close by. I can go out by myself. I don't need to be supervised like my 2-year-old. I can cross the street. I can drive a car short distances. You know, I can cook dinner. I have safety awareness. But if I didn't have my husband taking care of me, I would not be able to function at all. So that's why I say I'm not ready to be in a relationship, even though I am in one. When you first have to be able to take care of yourself before you get into a relationship, all right? You can't look toward the relationship to be taking care of you. I don't know how I got into the dynamic with my husband like that. You know, when I met him, I was working. We met in college. We both went to a community college, and then he went on to night school to get his bachelor's degree from Northeastern University. So he worked full-time, like my son, who followed in his footsteps and went to school full-time while we were married. I just worked, and I didn't go to night school, and, you know, I didn't pay the bills then either. He paid all the bills, but I was working. And I worked in an engineering firm for several years. But so I might have looked normal on the outside, but I wasn't normal on the inside. And I let you guys know this, that I consider myself a severely mentally ill person or handicapped person. High functioning. So, and no one put this label on me but myself, okay? No one diagnosed me as handicapped. No one diagnosed me as mentally ill person that can't function on their own. I'm just telling you the reality of the situation. I'm just coming on here and being honest about my situation. in order to be in a relationship out there, you have to have you have to be a together person, okay? It doesn't work out. People think like, oh, I want to find my better half. I'm broken, so let me give my broken piece to someone else. It doesn't work like that. Two halves don't make a whole when it comes to relationships, okay? You can't have, one broken person and you're a broken person. Excuse me. And two halves don't make a whole when it comes to relationships, okay? You need to have someone that's a whole, complete person who can, and I'm not a whole, complete person. I just got lucky with my husband, loves me very much. He was a virgin. He was 19 years old when he met me. I think he's from the old school where when you marry, you stay married, because I cheated on him several times. There is an old school of thinking that, when you marry, it's for life, that you stay in your marriage, and you work through all the problems, no matter what, I think he's very religious. He reads the Bible every day. He prays every night. He was going to be a minister when I met him. My husband was going to be a minister. So I think he's and his parents, stayed married all the years until they died. And I think he's from that old school. My husband is very old-fashioned. I think he believes that when you get married, when you have the ring on your hand, it's for life. So I lucked out in that respect that my husband is with me, and he's been with me for 37 years, and as long as he doesn't die, I'll have someone to take care of me. I'm getting old, I'm going to be 60. In the new year, I'll be 60 years old. A lot of people, not most, retire in their 60s, early 60s, and no one can really get a job at that age. I have no, education, or, like I said, I'm high-functioning, handicapped, a mentally ill person. I have a lot of mental health-related topics. It's the whole reason why I did this channel, to come on and talk openly about it. So I hope that you weren't offended by this video. I hope you don't think any less of me for sharing about these struggles and how I see myself and the reality of my situation. I hope that you don't think any less of me. I just wanted to be honest and forthright, and talk about it and tell you really the truth, because that's what this whole channel is. It's about me being transparent and open and talking about these mental health topics openly with you. All right. Thank you for your comments, the ones who do comment, and feel free to comment as long as you're respectful and kind. That's all that matters. I was trying to take someone's advice to sit further back. Someone gave me some concrete advice to keep a little space above my head. They said it would be better for the video, so I've been trying to do that. I hope that person watches and it works out. Till next time.